Ambassador Zixtel clicked his mandibles nervously as the shuttle descended through the roiling atmosphere of what the humans called New Terra. The atmospheric readings were beyond comprehension. Electromagnetic storms that would fry most, civilized technology, acid rain with a pH that could dissolve Catharin chitin, and gravity wells that shifted unpredictably due to the planet's 3 moons locked in chaotic orbital resonance. Why would they choose this place, he muttered to his aide, a young Valerian whose tentacles had turned pale with fear. Of all the worlds in this system, why the one we classified as uninhabitable? The shuttle shuddered as another lightning bolt, the 47th in the past minute, struck their reinforced hull. Through the viewport, Zixtal could see the landscape below, jagged mountain ranges that seemed to writhe like living things, oceans that boiled and froze in alternating patterns, and forests of crystalline trees that sang with deadly harmonics. "Sir," the pilot's voice crackled through the comm system, "the humans are requesting we land at coordinates that appear to be in the middle of a volcanic field." "Of course they are," Zixtal sighed. The Galactic Council had received humanity's colonization request 3 cycles ago. Standard procedure was simple: scan the system, identify habitable worlds, approve settlement on one of the garden worlds. But the humans had specifically requested Kepler 442c, a planet so hostile that the survey team had recommended it be used for weapons testing. As they approached the landing zone, Zixtal's eye stalks nearly retracted in shock. Where he expected to see prefabricated emergency shelters, if anything survived at all, he instead witnessed something unprecedented. A thriving city sprawled across the volcanic plain, its architecture somehow harmonizing with the chaotic geology. Spires twisted upward like metallic vines, their surfaces gleaming with what appeared to be captured lightning. Gardens flourished between buildings, filled with earth plants that had somehow adapted to grow in soil that registered as toxic waste. The shuttle settled onto a landing pad that seemed to be carved from a single massive crystal. As the engines powered down, Zixtal noticed human children playing nearby, laughing as they dodged jets of superheated steam that would have instantly killed most sentient species. One child no more than 10 standard cycles old was casually collecting the condensed acid rain in containers, apparently for some kind of game. A human approached the shuttle, tall, bipedal, with the characteristic resilience markers that had made their species such an enigma to xenobiologists. She wore simple clothing that somehow remained intact despite the environment, and her exposed skin showed no signs of the radiation burns that should have been inevitable. "Ambassador." "Zixtal?" she called out in perfectly accented galactic standard. "I'm Dr. Sarah Chen, Colony Administrator. Welcome to New Eden." "Eden?" Zixtal's translator struggled with the cultural reference as he emerged from the shuttle, his environmental suit's alarms immediately beginning their cacophony. "You named this place after a paradise?" Dr. Chen smiled, a peculiar human expression that Zixtal had learned could mean anything from friendliness to predatory intent. "Paradise is relative, Ambassador. Would you like the tour?" As they walked through the settlement, Zixtal's instruments recorded phenomena that violated several known laws of physics. The humans had somehow turned the planet's hostility into resources. They harvested energy from the lightning storms using towers that looked more like art installations than technology. The acid rain was processed into industrial chemicals. The gravitational anomalies powered transportation systems that moved people and goods in impossible trajectories. "How?" was all Zixtal could manage as he watched a human farmer tending to crops that were growing in soil hot enough to melt. "Copper." "Adaptation," Dr. Chen replied simply. "When we first arrived, yeah, it was challenging. We lost some people in the early days. But humans, we're stubborn. When the environment pushes back, we push harder." They paused at an observation deck overlooking a vast canyon where the 3 moons' gravitational dance created visible distortions in space-time. Human engineers were working in the field, their movements casual despite wearing no protection against forces that would compress most beings into atomic paste. "Our children are already showing genetic adaptations," Dr. Chen continued, apparently unaware that she was describing impossibilities. Enhanced radiation resistance, modified bone density, improved pressure tolerance. Give it a few generations and they'll make us first-wave colonists look fragile. Zixtal's aide had long since stopped taking notes, simply staring in wonder at human children who were playing a game that involved jumping between gravitational fields. Your species terrifies the Council, Zixtal admitted. Not because you're aggressive, though you can be, but because you thrive where others die. You see opportunity where we see extinction. Is that why you came, to assess the threat level? Zixtal's mandibles clicked in what humans had learned to recognize as embarrassment. Initially, yes, but now... He gestured at the thriving city around them. Now I think I understand why humanity requested the harshest worlds in every system you've applied to colonize. It's not that we prefer hardship, Dr. Chen said, watching a maintenance crew repair a building that had been struck by a meteor shower, their work methodical and unconcerned. It's that hardship creates strength, challenge creates innovation, and when the universe inevitably throws something worse at all of us, some cosmic threat we can't yet imagine, humanity will still be here. As if summoned by her words, a massive solar flare erupted from the system's star, painting the sky in colors that would have sent most species fleeing to underground shelters. Instead, the humans paused in their work to appreciate the beauty, while their city systems automatically adjusted to harvest the additional energy. On his return journey to the Council station, Zixtal composed his report. It would be brief. Humanity posed no threat to the Galactic Council, but if some external danger ever threatened their corner of the galaxy, he now knew which species they'd want standing between them and annihilation. The ones who called Hellworlds home.